I'm not small, I'm just far away.
Morning. I won't film your pin number. And here we are in our office. This is how a desk should look.
Well, kind of.
Kind of. This is my desk. We always start off the day by doing the post, don't we, Alexis? Well, Alexis is having lunch. This is Alexis hard at work. This is Alexis.
I'm not small, I'm just far away. Right, so this is going to...
It's going to start our video, that is.
So this is going to be a packing video, or this bit? Right, okay.
But first we will say, because we haven't introduced the video, so we thought we'd do a day in the life of a couple of UK eBay resellers. That's that, basically. That's what's going to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've sold 7...
There aren't enough of those videos out there. We thought we'd just deluge YouTube with loads more.
We'd put our spin on it.
Our spin our own stupid... Our own... We'll put up a...
That's what I did. I don't know
to be
why.
fair, you can put your breasts on it as much as you want, but I'm not getting involved. Because I'm too far away.
The things you do for views. You're too far away, now you're too close, and now you're too far away. Right, we had 7 sales since yesterday, which was £123 worth, which isn't to be sniffed at. So we're just going to pick them.
You could if you want.
Do you want to grab that one?
Not really, but
these are for the same person, which is handy.
Oh yeah, I'll have both.
There you go.
Both of this person's, this individual. We've got loads of stuff in the way.
I know.
Oh, it's a ball ache, isn't it? This is where we have to ship, because even though we've moved to a bigger office, just let me explain this for a second.
To the viewers.
To the viewers at home.
No children.
The fact is, even though we have moved to a bigger office, every time we go to an auction, we get 10 to 15 lots of stuff. Mm-hmm. Which usually, I mean, not being funny, the other day, this is what I got, which I will be talking about this in a little
You're
while.
digressing now.
No, I'm not digressing. I'm just saying this is the sort of stuff that we have laying around on the floor. And we have several of these. Oh my God, look at the state of that.
God, them Harry Potter books just get bigger and bigger, don't they?
Yeah. Looks like a little mouse has had a... Oh my fucking God.
Ew.
Looks like a little mouse has had it. Oh, it's all the way through the pages.
Oh no, that's just knocked money off.
That's probably knocked a hell of a lot of money off. That's a shit.
Well, that could be a doorstop.
It can be a doorstop. It's bloody heavy enough. But this is the sort of size. There's another one. No, it hasn't got a hole in the back of this one. Look. Jackpot. Right. This is the sort of size of thing we have laying about, and we have boxes.
Oh, so it's not zooming in my bottom again, is it, on there?
Yeah.
Not doing it at all.
So first off the bat, we have here a bundle of 22 pairs of vintage Action Man boots, in case one pair isn't enough. And that's sold for £8.99, obviously with postage, for Caterpillar, yeah. And then to go with it in the same order, we have the Searchlight cover, and that went for £7.99.
And these are all like 1967,
yeah,
aren't they?
they're all proper vintage.
Another Action Man, because we're having a bit of a sale on it at the moment, is a little tiny belt, which goes on the soldier, like so. That's sold for a £5, which isn't bad, is it, really?
So the next one we've got here is a book from the 1940s, isn't it? So I know which one it is, it's here. And this went on offer because, to be fair, we've had it since the dawn of time. Well, since it was published anyway. And and basically this is a this is an Audrey Erskine Lindop. It's a good old 1940s name, that. Soldiers' Daughters Never Cry. I'm not sure whether there's any truth in that, but this went for... See, it didn't go on offer because it did, didn't it, actually?
Yeah,
I'm lying. So it was $19.99 to start with, and then it went on offer at $14.99 with the postage because, like I say, we've had this forever. So I thought, you know what? Give it to them if they want it.
And I've got... It's 2 digital cameras that are not working and a bit... Look at the screen on that, it's awful.
They're a little... Oh, sugar. They're a little bit knackered, aren't they?
They're a bit knackered. Picked them up in a box from an auction for £6, I believe. And they sold for £18.50 as spares repairs. The man who bought these, I assume it's a man, is, you know, has mansplained very handily to us that we must pack them... What was the word? Reinforce them and send them as soon as possible. So we'll do that.
He was obviously very, very, very keen to get them and for them to be reinforced. So we'll put scaffolding around them. Right, so the next one, this guy's had more than one thing as well. Oh, I'm coming over here, haven't I?
We need one of those fancy ones that move.
Weird, she's weird. Try working with her, seriously. Right, so I wonder how many it'll take for you have to go to the hospital.
Up you go.
We could try.
There's the video title.
Anyway, so the next bit that this person has is a jungle fighter tunic, which is basically just a small kind of jacket. He had that for $4.99, and then this same person also had a bundle of little frag grenades, and that was $7.99. And then he had a rope ladder, which I believe is for the training tower.
Yes.
So that is $6.99. So all in all, he paid too much postage. You have to be refunded for that lot.
We always combine postage. And if people pay too much, we'll refund.
Yeah, and I believe I've got another one that needs that as well. But as I'm doing them, I can do that anyway, so whatever. But yeah, anyway, so the little bundle of 3 things sorted.
And just like that, well, I said last week that if we got to over 50 subscribers, I'd do a giveaway. Didn't I, Alexis?
Yes, Jen, you did.
Yes. And we currently stand at 67 subscribers, which is wonderful. So this week's giveaway is some little dam trolls. And look, you can see his little tiny bottom. It says, "You're very special." And I do believe these are proper dam trolls. They're from like the 80s or something. Rust ones. So if you would like to win these, like this video, comment, "I would like a troll because," and then write whatever takes your fancy. Make sure you subscribed, because if you aren't subscribed then you don't get anything. And I'll announce...
She's a tough woman, isn't she?
I'm a tough woman. And I'll announce it on our next video who the winner is. And if we manage to reach 100 by then, I will do another giveaway.
Right, so I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be doing this afternoon, and you would have caught a glimpse of these earlier, but I'll just show them properly now. So the first one we have here, it's these big books, and this one says Home Office on the front, and on the spine it says Reports, Commissioners, etc. And then I believe it has the number 1 just underneath, and this says at the, it says in the Middle Army and Navy, and then at the bottom it says 1806. So these I'm going to be working on because they're absolutely ginormous, and to be honest with you, I just kind of want to get them sold. And obviously with stuff like this, because this might be quite unique and there might not be many of them out there, it's just a case of going online and trying to find ones that are very, very similar. If you're going to sell them on eBay and stuff, try and find stuff that is similar to this, rather than try and find this exact one, because it might be this is the only one of this type that is out there for this date and stuff like that. I do know that this sold at Bonhams on auction in 2002, Now, I have tried using that as a starting point, and the only problem with that is that Bonham's back catalogue actually online doesn't go back to that far. And the only way to perhaps get round that is to buy the actual auction catalogue that came out around the time, if I can find it, and people do sell those online as well. So there are some times where some of them can be actually worth quite a lot of money themselves. So it's how determined you are really to see that price it was sold for. But I'm just going to bear in mind that what it says in the catalogue isn't the final sale price. So I'm just going to research roughly what I think these might be worth. And we have another one here which is Home Office. And this is Accounts and Papers Book 1. And this is the Army, the Navy and the Ships of War. Again, 1806 at the bottom. This one, however, looks as though somebody has taken a pickaxe to it. So unfortunately, that will, I mean, it goes all the way through, unfortunately, which, you know, I mean, stuff like this being this old, this is a 200-year-old book. At the end of the day, this is going to devalue it because of the damage to the pages inside and all that sort of thing. So it will mean this one has to go a little bit cheaper. I was going to put these as separate on eBay, but I don't know whether to bundle these now on the merit of that one with a hole in it. But we'll see. And then we have 3 more. Because we have absolutely loads of little books and stuff like that. And I'll only pick up the first one. This is Reports from Lords, and again it's Home Office. Book 1, we've got books 1 to 3. I believe there should have been 4 in the series, but we've got 1 to 3, and this is 1826. So nearly 200-year-old book. And again, this came from Bonham's in 2002. So yeah, all I'm going to be doing, I think, this afternoon is kind of roughly trying to get an estimate on what all these might be. Because this comes with 2 other volumes of this, I'm going to sell them together. So I'm going to have to try and get a rough estimate on what they might be worth each, and then bundle them for a reasonable price. Because this was kind of quite a surprise purchase for us, because the auction house that we bought them off thought that there was a lot of Christie's catalogues in here, and they're not. They're more little books. So they're little books from, I think they're local interest little books, but they're also very, very, very old as well. And didn't really cost that much money. I think this whole box of stuff was about £18, so it didn't cost that much. That's obviously without their fees that they put on. And obviously being this kind of thing where it's a bit of an unknown, I quite like all this stuff. I like researching stuff where I don't actually have much of a starting point, but then I like going into it and having a look to see what similar stuff is worth. For example, at the moment, we picked up last week a whole bundle of stuff, and this little fella was in it. Now, it says Motor Aneroid, Elliott Brothers, London, and when I researched it on eBay, someone was selling one that was very similar, but it was a clock and not a barometer, which that's a barometer. And the clock they were selling was for the dashboard panel of, I think it was between World Wars 1 and 2, a Rolls Royce. And it had this little thing on it here. But apparently doesn't go in a car. It says motor, so there you go, that's the misleading bit, but it doesn't go in a car. Apparently it was the sort of thing that a sailor would have on a ship, and he would have, this is a watch case that it's in, and he would just look at that for reference while he was on board a ship, apparently. And again, I've tried to research this, and it's a bit of an unknown thing. There's one in a museum somewhere. There was one that was sold at auction through Bonham's again, and that was actually sold as a motor part, and that went for about, oh god, I think over €1,000. That was in euros. So again, an unknown quantity, and this would be the sort of thing where I would approach an auction house and ask them for help with the kinds of values around it. And then we have this, which this is the stand for it, but this is the actual thing itself, is an Arcana spectroscope, and that's a kaleidoscope. Very old, Australian made and numbered. And again, this is the sort of thing where I have approached an auction house to ask them what they think about the value. I know that there's been one sold for around about $250 on eBay, and I think other sites as well. This one doesn't have, because I think it would have originally come with 5 of these little slides. We only have 2. So that is the kind, I mean, it's in really good condition, if I'm honest with you, for the age of it. But again, that's the sort of thing I would approach an auction house. So a lot of auction houses, they do have this free service where you can email them your photos, tell them what it is, or what you think it is, and then they will come back to you with a free estimate. Normally only a free estimate if they think it's worth putting into auction, really. But that is a service that you can use, and if it's anything that's antique, and you look it up on Google, and you just literally can't find much information on it. It's worth going to people who perhaps know a bit more about what they're looking at, potentially, and they can give you a better idea.
And in the same auction, we managed to get a big bag. Hold on, I'll show you. A big bag of CDs. Can you see? And I didn't think CDs were going to be worth very much until we started watching Nick and Andrea. What are they called?
The Hills Are Alive.
There we
Hello,
go.
Nick and Andrea.
Hello.
Hello.
And Nick has shown me that media is actually worth good money, so thanks for that. So what I'll be doing today is sorting through these CDs, picking out any ones that I can sell on their own, sorting into piles, the ones that aren't really worth that much, and flogging them that way. There seems to be a lot of Christmas stuff. So what we do with our Christmas stuff is we put it Q4, quarter 4, we put it in our storage unit ready to list end of October, start of November time, really. So yes, that is what I will be doing.
Just as a little bit of a catch up on those books that I showed you, I have actually I submitted a request to Bonhams for those, because they are 200 plus years old. I mean, the 1806 one is actually a pre-abolition of slavery, I found out as well, which that happened in 1807. So and you know, eerily enough, there is people out there who are interested in that era of time. So I have messaged Bonhams about that and just asked them to come back to me with what they think it's worth and all that sort of thing. And as another side note, what is in here I actually had to message Royal Brearley about, and again it was sort of a bit of an unknown, because this says Royal Brearley Crystal on the box, and then inside it is this paperweight, and this is it says English Schools FA. So I messaged them, and unfortunately, due to the fact that I think it was taken over in 2005, so they don't have the designs for pre-2005 stuff. So I had to message a museum and ask them about this, because they potentially do have those old designs. And this could be maybe a one-off piece, or it could be a limited run that was done sort of, I would say, about maybe late 70s, early 80s. But this, again, is one of those unknowns. So it's worth, if you get anything like this where you're not sure, you don't particularly want to risk it and just put any price on it and try and sell it on eBay for anything. And you are committed to kind of figuring out, you know, for real what these things might be worth at the moment, then it is worth getting in touch with people like museums and stuff like that if you can't find these things. Because a lot of the time they might have something similar, or they might hold the patterns to things like this, and it is worth just asking them before you do anything with it. Obviously this relies on the fact you have space to store this stuff in the meantime, especially something as big as those big books. But the good news is, Andrea, we found your wicker basket. There you go. So this is where it is. So if you want your wicker basket back, there you go, we've got it. We'll send this to you, because I think it's wicker. I mean, it's shoddy,
well,
isn't
it's
it?
not,
But,
I'm sure Andrea
but the
will be
fact of the
excellent.
matter is, like, if you want it, then there it is. Yeah. we found it.
So we've done a few draft listings. I'm about to take some photos now. This is our wonderful photography area. So I'll be doing some photos and then making them ready to be scheduled.
Right, so I've been listing this afternoon, and a lot of it is photography stuff, like manuals and slides and things like that. So I have stuff that needs testing, and I can't do anything with it at the moment. But one of the things I've found in amongst this lot is this Hanimex Hanorama Australian made natural light slide viewer. So with this, it's got a gap at the top where you put the slide, and there's a mirror in there which will project what's on it, and you don't need batteries in it. We do have one, it's got batteries and a bulb in it, but this one is really handy because it's meant that I can it's allowed me to test the slides. So hopefully you'll be able to pick this up on camera. Okay, that's the right way around. So in there you can see loads of people having a drink in the pub. So that's the kind of thing that I've been finding, is just slides of people, random people. But this, there's 34 slides with it. So in the main, prices on this, it's got marks and stuff like that, and it prices somewhere between about 5 and 10 just for this on its own. And I thought that would be nice, just put a few slides with it and stuff and sell it as a bundle of projector and, or not projector, but viewer and slides. And I've put that on for 15 because it means that they get, the buyer will get this and they will get something to look at from the very beginning. They may not want to keep the slides, that's entirely up to them, but I just thought it was a nice little thing to add. So add a few slides for them to actually see through this. Lovely. Let's go.
Just some Ricky resells. Here's our lift.
Yeah, and our button's bigger than yours.
Well, that's basically what we do most days. We've done loads of listings, we've done our posts.
Yeah, and
all that stuff.
Done a bit of research, which sometimes that crops up to have to kind of go outside of our own knowledge base and just ask around. So still in the process of doing that for all those things that you saw.
Yep. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you give us a like and a subscribe and a comment, and don't forget about the giveaway. Someone is going to win those wonderful, lovely trolls.
But not a troll, hopefully.
Yeah, not a troll. No trolls allowed.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'll keep you updated about some of those things that I showed, like the books and the kaleidoscope and the barometer as well in future videos.
But yeah.
Okay.
So 100 subscribers, better giveaway.
Yeah, don't know what it is yet.
As always.
Yeah.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.